Hello, travelers. Tara here, Hidden Lotus Tarot. Today is December 30th. I don't know why I thought it was the 31st, but anyway. I have a visitor with me today. Come here, Lolly. And this is Lolly. She's actually my neighbor's dog. She's been out all night, and she's been here in my house since, I don't know, 4:30 this morning. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Lolly. That was my fault. Come here. Come here. Sit down. Come sit down. I'm not going back outside right now. Come on, come sit down. Come on, you want to get up on the couch? My little dog is all upset because Lolly is here visiting. But that's okay. Lolly, can you come sit down? Well, anyway, that's Lolly. So I'm going to be coming to you. This will be the last open reading today of 2016. I'm coming to you with the Heart Oracle Tarot. We're going to see if we can... Come here, Lolly. We're going to see if we can sum up 2016 and see what the general flavor universally will be of 2017 to start. As we know that there are always challenges that we face. I would like to welcome my new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining. For you diehards who've stuck with me for the past 2 years, I really want to thank you a lot. I'm very, very humbled that you guys trust me enough to listen to the messages that and how I interpret the cards. This month has been extremely busy for me. Lolly, you got fleas. You got to get out of my house. Come on. Come on. I love you, but you can't come in here and infest nothing. Get out. See you in a little bit. So, I don't even know what I was saying. But anyway, yeah. And so this month has been, I don't know, quite dynamic. Let me put it that way. And it kind of took me by surprise. I am writing down ideas for what I want to bring to you in 2017. I still have not decided whether or not I'm going to be doing the monthlies or whatever. I don't even know. So I'm going to take the next couple of days off and try to recharge my batteries. So this won't be, this is a general reading. Hopefully there'll be something that resonates with all of you out there. You know, I don't know. So I'll do the best that I can to interpret the cards as the messages are revealed, excuse me, to me. Let me get some water here. Okay. I already started my New Year's Eve dinner or New Year's Day dinner, whatever that is. So we saw that 2 cards flew out of the deck. Well, there's the Fool card called Trust. That's a major arcana. The 6 of Pentacles, giving and receiving. This, you know, I'm using a separate camera than the one that's on my laptop. It's crappy. Not only that, I'm all paranoid about people turning on your, what do you call it, your camera, your web camera, invading your privacy. My daughter's got a Band-Aid stuck over hers, so anyway, that's the 6 of Pentacles. I believe this is the 6 of Swords. Healing begins. Let me show you this card. Okay. This is Master, and I'm not sure. I think this is the Devil. I don't think it is the Devil. I'll have to look at that. The Devil is, I think, no, that's Death. That might be the Devil. I don't know. No, I think it's something different in this deck. I don't know. The Empress, nurture. Man, there's a lot of, so far we have 3 major arcana cards here. Oh, wow. Right across the center, the sun, blossom. That's 3 major arcanas across the center. There's a theme starting to emerge here. The Ace of Pentacles, strengthening bonds. The Hanged Man, the Hanged Man. Observe. And then there is, I think this is the Four of Swords, which represents the time frame of Jupiter in Libra, if we're going to go by the astrology of it. It's called Just Breathe. Now let's see what's underneath the deck. The Seven of Wands. Choose your battles. Okay, let's see. I have two sixes here. And sixes, the number 6 represents balance and harmony. So even though your situation, some of you may be struggling with some situations that you really can't quite get a handle on, as best you can, try to find some type of equilibrium. I know sometimes that is easier said than done. 2016 has been a mixed bag for me, in the sense that I've had a lot of successes in some areas and some major disappointments in others. And trying to integrate the lessons of both. But as we know, we can't, not all spheres of our lives can be in perfect balance at the same time. Well, I guess they could if we were monks, right? But I think that even perhaps sometimes monks have to grapple with their own demons and whatnot. Let me take a look at what number 15 is, because if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the devil. I don't know. Yeah, it is. It's the devil. So, isn't that an interesting kind of imagery for the devil? He looks just like a regular man, but his heart is imprisoned on the inside. It's locked up. And I think that's it looks as though right in the center we have the Empress. And the Empress is all about, she represents Venus. So this would be Uranus, which went direct yesterday. Saturn, Venus, and then of course the Sun with Neptune. So more than likely these can be the astrological aspects that are at play. Uranus, Saturn, and Neptune are big outer planets. I think once Uranus kind of moves out of wherever it is now, it won't be back for like 84 years. So let me take a look at this here. I have 2 pentacles and 2 swords. Again, there's a balance here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana. So this is big energy here. And out of 9 cards, I would tend to say, for those of you who are new to the channel, the major arcana hold more weight or more sway than the pip cards. You know, I'm gonna do something right quick. Just bear with me. I hadn't planned on this being a very, very long reading, but I don't know where anything is. Really, I just don't know. I am, as usual, surrounded by books and things. I am constantly trying to learn. God, you know, I bought a shredder, and I think I need to use it. I think I should open it up out of the box where it's sitting over here and kind of maybe get rid of some of the paper that I have. This is what I'm going to do. Let me go through these. We're going to first give you, there's the Seven of Wands. There's the Six of Pentacles. Let's just kind of throw a spread to the side here and see. There's the Sun. In a sense, what the cards are trying to say, because they are telling me something. I don't use these cards very often. The Angel, the Heart Tarot, I'm sorry. There's the Fool. I am missing, I'm going to put these, I'm going to lay the spread separate over here. Wow. Yeah, okay. What am I missing? The Empress. I thought it just, there's the Ace of Pentacles. There's the Emperor. Where's the Empress? She's hiding from me. Don't do it. There she is. And then the Four of Swords. And what am I missing up there? Six of Swords. There it is. Okay. So, let's put these kind of, wow. Okay. So right in the center, I have this Empress here. And the Empress is all about abundance. It is about growth. It is about beginnings. It is about nurturing, love for the sake of love. It is about self-esteem, self-worth, values. And she sits right in the center of the spread. Now, the Six of Coins, giving and receiving, is about finding a balance in the way that you give and that you receive. And this could be in any sphere of your life, really. We can see here with the Fool card, the trust, that, and it represents some type of new cycle coming in, or a new energy, fresh energy coming in. With Uranus, Uranus kind of comes in. It represents the Tower as well. So it comes in and it kind of burns off. It's a fire energy. So it kind of burns off those things perhaps that no longer serve you in whatever manner that means. For some of you, this may be that your values may come into question. Because Venus rules Libra, but it also rules Taurus. Taurus rules the second house of self-worth, self-esteem, possessions, the money that you earn on your own, those things that you own yourself. But it is also rules the seventh house, the house of partnerships, business, marital, friendships, relationships that you have with your children, that you have with your parents. And for some of you, there could be issues surrounding your mom or what the home means for you. The Empress is the chick that's always going to have the cookies in the oven, and you know, the kids, their noses are going to be clean. They're going to have good dental checkups. Um, she's always somebody who's ready with love, open arms, acceptance, and good advice when she's in her positive energy. Her negative energy, she can be controlling and smothering, manipulative. You know, all of the cards, the powers, the people cards in the tarot are just that. They can represent the archetypes. They are the archetypes of people. And each of us can have or act out our archetypes at different times, depending on the situations and the people that are around us. So, but what I'm looking at is that there's an opportunity here to really get a balance in terms of how you give and you receive in relationship. But it's not just simply relationship to others, it is also in relationship to yourself. If the partnership or the situation is unequal, then there are problems. Now, we know that realistically, there is never an equal 50-50 balance. There never is in any situation. It simply can't be. So sometimes we have to give a little bit more than we receive. Sometimes we take a little bit more than we give. But if there is, I think, mutual respect, compassion, love, and empathy, that can be kind of worked out. I see that I have healing begins, the Six of Swords. So we can see that even over here, the Fool has come in to bring about a new energy in terms of giving and receiving. Here we have the scales. And this is what the Jupiter and Libra energy is all about. It is about the balancing of what do scales do? Well, I can take scales weigh up different substances. Sometimes they may be the same substances or of the same. There may be two powders. One could be, maybe there might be sand against rock. Maybe there might be sugar against flour. But it's two different substances, and you weigh them out to see how they're balanced out. Sometimes the two substances can be completely different. It could be rocks and water. Okay. Nevertheless, what makes the needle hover in the center where you can find that balance? Excuse me. I feel that for some of you, there has been a new recognition or a new opportunity to gain a balance or to get a new balance. We can see with the Six of Swords that someone is moving away. However, it's as though someone is, that's what the devil is speaking about. The devil is speaking about the fear of trying something new or doing something a different way. Sometimes we can become set in our ways and are not open to something new coming in. You see, there's a bunch of newness here. This knighting of the Fool, the Sun, and the Ace of Pentacles. This is all very beautiful, positive energy. But here we have the Six of Swords, the Devil, and then the Four of Swords. And it's like the cards are saying, you're running away from something that could be very good for you. But at the same time, it stirs up a lot of fear. It stirs up a lot of negative self-talk. It speaks to karmic patterns coming around again. The same situation happening over and over and over again. And trying to move away from that. But the reason why the same situation or the same types of people or the same issues or challenges continue to come up is because we don't want to face them. Okay? And so when we don't want to face them, what ends up happening is we run into them again. Yeah? So Venus comes in, the Empress comes in now to ask you to take a good look at maybe what you need to shed, to reassess your value system around things, people, places. What are you attached to? Are those things really helping you, or are they really tying you down or weighing you down? Your value system, this is something that we are taught. Our values basically first come from our parents, and or those guardians, those people who are over us when we're small. And then as we grow older, we tend to be able to formulate and change our values. As we get older, we kind of throw out what doesn't work, and maybe get something new that works, or modify what used to work in a way in which we can actually live with it. But I think sometimes what ends up happening to us is that we become complacent in our values. In other words, it's been working for me all this time. I don't see no reason why I should change it. But like the Fool card and like the Hanged Man, I think we're being asked to take a look and try to view not only our values in a different way, but also perhaps the values of those people or those things. What really is it? What is the value in it? What is the value in whatever it is that you have placed value in? And is it serving your highest good? Now, for me, with the sun coming out here, it's like it's shining a light on that. Okay, it's shining a light on whatever you have locked deep within, and you're being tasked to nurture not only those things that you really deem of value to you, but also to figure out how to nurture yourself at the same time. I think this is what the balance is speaking to. How do you do that? Because sometimes we allow, let's say, for instance, you have been taught, not to hurt people's feelings, or not to ignore people, or this, that, and the other. But yet, when you do that, it creates a lot of problems for you in some way, shape, or form. So maybe you should reassess your values on that, and then again, maybe that keeps occurring because there's a lesson in it for you, right? See, there's a to me, what I'm looking at, particularly here across the center, I'm looking at these coronas here. And this is really a time of illumination. If you can find, and rest assured, even if you feel that there is no light at the end of the tunnel, well, just know there's a damn tunnel, okay? There's a tunnel, and eventually you will reach the end of that particular tunnel. It is how you find your way through the dark that will prove its worth to you. Now, I think for some of us, there is a hold or a weight. And maybe for some of us, we have actually done this ourselves. And I say that because it's the Hanged Man, and nobody puts the Hanged Man there but himself. Because we're really trying to get a real handle on what is real. And again, that goes back to values, okay? Because some things that we think are real are really illusory, and some things that are illusory can really be real. Everybody's perception of reality, of course, is different. So how do you determine what is what? I think it comes through making slow, steady choices. The Four of Swords. Sometimes you have to withdraw totally from a situation in order to gain a little bit of clarity. sometimes you have to sacrifice a lot in order to gain some clarity. Sometimes you have to give up things in order to clear space for something new to come in, so that you can get a new clarity. We see again here that healing is trying to come in, but this is, and Saturn is a stubborn energy. This could be, it also speaks to fear, baseline. Now, fear may manifest itself as worry or anxiety, but underneath, if you take a good hard look at worry and anxiety, it's really based around fear. What will happen? What won't happen? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And so you're being asked to just breathe. Take a moment and breathe. It's almost as if the cards are saying, with 2017, the energy is going to be much lighter. It's going to give you the opportunity to really, really kind of take a deep breath, draw in that new energy, that newness that is coming in, accept it, try to work with it, because it's here to bring about something very, very beautiful and very positive for you. For some, with the Seven of Wands, this is about the sevens represent internal conflicts, but seven is also a spiritual number, and it is also considered to be one of the numbers of perfection, so to speak. Perfection in one respect is a illusion. Nothing is perfect on the material plane, so to speak, particularly as it relates to our egos. So sometimes even the Seven of Wands can be about ego conflicts that you have. And not only that, but conflicts that you have, really it is. It's about conflicts that you have within yourself, perhaps about the way you do things, the way you say things, the way you feel about things, the kind of people that you surround yourself with, your job that you're working in, where you live. It's about conflicts, trying to figure out what's really in alignment with me. Now, that's a very, very difficult energy. But the Seven of Wands also says that you can persevere through this, that whatever tests or trials come up, that you do have the willpower and the strength to do that. Sometimes can be about defending what you feel is right. Again, your value system. It could be about, sometimes that will require you to be defiant against people. Somebody wants you to do something, but deep down in your heart, it just doesn't sit right with you. So you have to defy that person. That can cause anger, separations, fights, ugly thoughts, ugly words being spoken. But ultimately, the Hanged Man comes in to say that perhaps maybe if you can try to put yourself in someone else's place, this is about viewing it from a different perspective. Try to walk in their shoes, to see maybe perhaps if you might have not been too overbearing, because this is Mars and Leo. And Mars and Leo, Mars wants to be number one. It is competition for competition's sake. Sometimes it can be a highly egotistical, aggressive kind of energy, always wanting to force people to do things your way or see things your way, and not being willing to entertain somebody else's ideas. That is the negative aspect of Mars and Leo. But also Mars and Leo, again, says that if you can marshal, back in old Roman times, Mars was the god of war. So whenever Mars showed up, you can bet there's always going to be a war. People are going to go to battle. Well, nowadays we don't have too many battles, luckily. So sometimes this can be about marshaling that competitive, aggressive energy and then trying to focus it in on what it is that you really want to do. And if you feel that you are right, then try to stand up for yourself. But sometimes it's not always about being right. It is sometimes about acquiescing and at least uh, trying to cooperate or have a little empathy or a little bit of compassion and try to figure out a way to compromise. That is really what the Libra energy is all about. It's about compromise, right? It is about finding the compromise so that the balance can stay harmonious. The two sixes. Um, this is what we want to do. Now, I think for some of you, and even myself included, we see that there has been a lot of new abundance and a new wealth, and that could be in any area for you that has arrived. And now we're being asked to perhaps take a moment, pause, Ace of Coins, the Hanged Man, and the Four of Swords. Take a minute, pause, um, do something for yourself, no matter how small that is. Don't be overgiving, but don't be stingy. As you can see with the sun here, and the sun really, out of all of there are 3 cards that are the powers that rule over everything. And without the sun, there is no life. The sun warms us. It allows us to see, to give us clarity. It helps us to process certain chemicals within our body. It grows the food that we eat. It controls, it's part of the weather. So the sun is really holds, out of all of these major arcanas, the sun holds the most weight. And so there's a time here, something is new is trying to come through. And I think the cards are saying, to pause a moment, make slow, steady choices, do allow the healing to come in, and don't be afraid of it. Don't block it. It's trying to show you something, the fear. The fear is trying to show you something. And make slow, steady choices. Sometimes it's easier to step away and withdraw from a situation than it is to continue to engage. So take a moment. And for some of you, take as long as you need. And this could be why this 7 of Wands, you have someone who's trying, or you may feel pressured, like you have to give an answer, or you have an answer, or you've got to make this decision. Everything in its own time. Now, if this is related to some type of business endeavor, it may come up that you might have to go ahead and sign that contract, or take that particular job, or travel to that particular place in order to reap the bounty of this particular energy of the Empress here. But I still, I'm still getting the message that something is trying to occur that's going to change, perhaps, your way of life. If not change your way of life, then it will definitely give you a new perspective on a new path that's trying to open up for you. But we have to be willing to take a look at some things. Master, nurture, and blossom. trust and observe. Um, Trust that whatever process or whatever new things are coming in, that, don't be afraid. Trust that the universe knows better than you. You see, it's trying to bring something new to you. Trust that. Um, Master the fear. Nurture those connections that really give back to you in whatever way that means for you. Sometimes we just need someone to think we're great and think we're super. Sometimes we just need somebody to give us hugs and kisses. Sometimes we just need somebody to be next to, just to sit next to. Sometimes we need to laugh a little bit more. Sometimes we need people to come in and situations to come in that change our view of the way we have always thought life is or should be. Um, if you can do that, there is a blossoming trying to occur here. And so I think the message of the Hanged Man here is to observe those subtle changes that you're feeling within yourself. This card rules Neptune. Neptune rules the moon. And in one respect, we can kind of, we have the moon in Capricorn. The new moon that just happened yesterday was in Capricorn. We have the Jupiter in Libra cycle, and we have Uranus. This represents, like as I said before, Jupiter in Libra. So it is really a change in energy that's trying to come about. And you're being asked to take a look at what that energy change feels like, what it means for you, and what can you do with it. This is not a negative spread at all. It's not. Um, you see, I speak to you about karmic relationships and karmic bonds. What are you chained to? Now, if this is something really, really negative, okay, this is again, it's about your value system. However you think of yourself, it's how other people will treat you. Okay, it doesn't mean that you have to be egotistical. You got to be an asshole. You got to be a bitch. You got to be a narcissist. It doesn't mean that. It is about being able to come from um, a place of loving compassion to um, assert yourself and your needs, your desires, and your wants. Do it in a fair manner. Okay, so some of you indeed may be trying to leave a situation like that. I do feel for others of you, there has been something new that has come in that has scared the crap out of you, and you're running away from it. Why? You're running because you think it's going to chain you down. But that is a fear. And indeed, for some of you, this is, I think, an opportunity to burn off karma. There have been so many of you who have gotten readings from me or who contact me and are speaking about, twin flames and soulmates. I think a lot of people are faced with situations and faced with people that have really kind of rocked them back on their heels because you're like, this is not like anything. I've had strange things happen before, but this is really, it got your attention, and it got your attention for a reason. So sometimes we have to have the courage to leave those things that really, really, really are not any good for us. And then for others of us, we have to have the courage to face those things that we are most afraid of. Um, this lovely energy of the Empress with the sun really, really, really speaks to a new way of discovering love. That's really what that says to me. One that is born really out of fear. That's really what that line says to me. I'm looking at the healing begins. You see the Six of Swords, the Empress, and the strengthening of bonds. Again, this card is kind of indicating in this spread that somebody's, trying to get away from that. And maybe this is why there's a Seven of Wands there. There's a struggle going on. Well, sometimes, it's not really that you should be struggling. It is about surrendering to it. And trust that the universe has your back on this, because it really does know better than we do. I think for many of us, whatever this Six of Swords, what we are either moving to or moving away from, is something very positive. We just need to give it a little bit more time. And perhaps while we're waiting, there's a few other things we need to be working on. Now, this could be anything. This could be getting your finances in order, getting a new job. This is, it's a Wands card. And so wands are kind of, they could really pertain to anything. Any of these cards can really pertain to anything. The coins are not always about finances, but they're about a gift, some type of gift to you. Gifts don't always come in a monetary fashion. And maybe that's what the Empress is trying to tell us, is that it's not sometimes, because the devil only represents the material world. He represents food, drink, sex, fancy houses, fancy cars, he represents the material plane. Look at the value in some of those things. So anyway, let's not expect, for some of us, there may be some quick, sudden, out of the blue changes to, wherever Uranus is transiting your house, in your natal chart. Mine transits the 8th house. And I've been scared shitless. 3 people dropped dead within 24 hours of each other. That's at a Uranus 8th house transit. If you have that natally, it's always some kind of sudden, unexplained death. So, but the 8th house is also the house of merging. It is about partnerships, but it is about those deadly serious partnerships and commitments. And so I have a 1 here, and the 1 represents the self. It is that Aries energy. And she rules the 7th house. So in a sense, what the cards are saying, this is a trying to bring a balance into how do you maintain your own self-identity and don't lose yourself within a relationship or a situation, that you don't sacrifice everything that you have or who you are, and weigh that up against what's going to be better for everybody all around. And sometimes that requires reassessing your values and taking a different view on things. What can I rearrange, or what am I willing to compromise on? What things are, what do you call it, deal breakers? This is not a bad spread. I think for many of us, as we move into 2017, we may still be faced with some difficulties, but as I said, there is a tunnel. For some of us, we may be close to getting to the end of our tunnel. For some of us, we may have to cross a bridge. And we don't see the end in sight of this long bridge that we're traveling across. For some of us, we may be standing smack dab in the middle of the fork and not exactly sure which direction it is we should take. So pause a moment. Four of Swords, Seven of Wands. Pause a moment and make slow, steady choices. This can be, look, I've got travel cards here. And if this is not about actual traveling or moving for some of you, see here, we have taking a different path. Then this is about psychologically taking a different path, spiritually taking a different path. You know, this is the oddest thing, and looking at these two cards. In this card, the Empress is pregnant in this deck. And there's something about, it's almost as if to me, and you may not see this, but to me, it's like she's giving birth to a new way of being, a new I can't even find the right words. It's almost too as if the cards are saying the answer is going to be found, because Neptune rules Pisces, that rules the 12th house. The answer to this is going to be found either in your subconscious or through the metaphysical realm. And what I mean by that is that whatever signs and synchronicities have been occurring for you, it is definitely all about pay attention to those things. You're being shown something. And for you to hold your judgment, hold your perspective on what that is. Okay? And maybe for some of you, again, that's what this Seven of Wands is saying, that you are struggling with the signs that are being shown to you. You don't trust it. You don't understand it. You fear it. You want to deny it. You want to run away from it. But you are being shown, trust that, well, I mean, I can, not to be all like, what's the word, Messiah complexy. Pay attention. There's something very, very important coming. I think there's a very, not for everybody, because the time is not right. Things happen in their own right, divine timing. But if there's anything unusual or that stands out the most for you in 2016, you're being shown something. That's going to mean different things for different people. It's going to mean different things for different people at different points in their life. So I think yes, take a moment. Take a moment. See? Darkness over the light. And finding the balance in between that. That's what I'm getting out of this. For some of you, your struggle may be with your children, I think. Um, I'm feeling that for some females, they may discover that they are pregnant, but the person that they're having the baby with may have some issues. Vice versa for the males. Um, they're going to find out, some males are going to find out all of a sudden that they're about to be dads, but it's the person who's going to be giving birth to your progeny may not be the person that you thought, what really that you dreamed of having a baby with. In other words, the kid's not going to come in the circumstances in which you would maybe perhaps preferred or dreamt of or thought about. And indeed, maybe for some of you, this could be something that you had no plans on, but here it is. Um, I think for some females, they may be finding out that their partner that they've been with will be having a baby with someone else. I think for the males, some males, same story. They're going to find out that their wife or their spouse or their significant other has been cheating and now there's a baby on the way. Um, wow, that's deep. I think for many people, there are issues about surrounding their mother and motherhood coming up. Um, for some people, this may have to do with the way their mother either nurtured them or did not nurture them. Saturn is a very cold energy. Um, this Empress is a very warm, balanced, loving energy. So there is a dichotomy in those two things together. This could literally be the transit of Saturn square Venus. Um, for others of you, it could be Saturn conjunct Venus, which is always good because that's about commitment. Um, even the Saturn square Venus is about commitment, but it's a tougher commitment. It's a baseline. It's a baseline commitment. They feel a minor baseline responsibility towards you. Um, it's not ideal, which could be why we have these cards here in this moving away. Um, but you know, if it's gonna be about the balance, if it's going to be about the balance, then you have to figure out a way to balance that out. And I think with cooperation, compassion, love, understanding, that can be worked out. And you see, I think it's strange that, not strange, but what I find interesting is that these two swords cards, because swords are about thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, and communication. I think there has been some new truths or new opportunities through communication. There's been some kind of balance in the communication between two people or surrounding a situation, but at the same time, it has brought up some fears. It has brought up some ego things. It has brought up stubbornness, and abuses in some way. And sometimes these abuses can be self-abuses. Okay. Um, wow. All right. That's what I have for you. I hope this helped. Be safe. I hope that 2017 brings you all that you wish, hope, and desire. Remember, you're going to have to get out there and work a little bit for those things as well. Um, and I'll see you in a few days, hopefully. Namaste.